Another Sunday and another round of political interviews and another car crash interview for Keir Beer Starmer. Yes, Starmer decided to be brave enough today to go on TV, go on BBC, on Laura Kuenssberg's show, to be interviewed on a number of easy topics. But no. He managed to mess it up again. Instead of being briefed properly beforehand and know your answers, I don't understand what sort of meetings they have before they go on TV or radio. It's not really that hard to brief the idiots who are running our political parties. So what happened was, Laura Kuenssberg started asking him about a couple of very easy questions, a couple of easy points. One was about the relationship between the Labour Party and trade unions. So all these negotiations, all these strikes, all the pay rises. The question was, Rishi Sunak and the Tory government have their own position now, their official position. The negotiation position, the pay rises, the offer and everything else. What is the Labour Party's relationship? What will be their position? How will they deal with it? He struggled with that because he didn't really have an answer. So he refused to answer it. And also another area to focus on was about government, Labour government and their public spendings. It was about tax rises and spending. Again, Starmer struggled. Let's go to the first part about the trade unions.
If you were Prime Minister, you would keep negotiating.
And higher confidence in the NHS.
But you would keep negotiating, and the implication of that is that you would offer them more.
Well, Laura, look, the election will be sometime next year. We will inherit whatever situation we inherit.
But you want to be Prime Minister. But you want to be Prime Minister. It is exactly the kind of thing that might face you. Doctors will not accept 6%. You say the government should keep negotiating. The implication of that is they should offer more than 6%.
This is the government's mess, and it's for them to sort it out. I'm not going to wade into that.
Would do.
What I would do if we were in power is I would be absolutely laser focused on growing the economy with a plan for growing the economy. I would also be laser focused on reforming our public services to make sure that we take the weight off our public services.
And we'll talk about that in just a second, but do you not think some of our viewers might hear when you say, I don't want to wade in, they think, well, hang on a minute, Keir Starmer's trying to persuade me he wants to be Prime Minister, he would be very different, he would get things done, and you say, I don't want to wade in.
Well, Laura, no leader of the opposition is going to sit in a TV studio saying the precise percentage that they would agree in hypothetical discussions. I'm not even in the room for these negotiations. What I would do is approach this very, very differently in government. We would negotiate, but the most important thing is to get to the root cause. The root cause of this is the economic failure of the last 13 years. We've got to turn that around.
So let me get this right. You have a political party, you become party leader, and then you tell the world, the whole country and the media, I want to run the country. I have, so I'm going to come up with some government policies and positions. And then they invite you to go on TV and radio, and you sit there and say, well, I can't really give you any solutions. This is the government's problem. Yeah, but you're the government in waiting, you idiot. Same applied to the question about their future Labour government spending.
Nobody watching this, I think, would say reform things don't need to change. But I want to press you on this specific point because people in your party want to know, people who work in the public services want to know, would a Labour government spend more money on public services? Do you believe, after years of saying austerity has damaged the public sector, do you believe that part of the answer has to be more money?
A Labour government will always want to invest in its public services.
That's not an answer to my question.
Well, the way to invest in our public services is to grow our economy.
Stop saying that. It's so boring when politicians these days, both Tory and Labour side, keep saying the same thing. Saying, well, the only way to do spending is to grow the economy. It's like saying the only way you can leave your house is to open your door. Well, obviously, that's usually how it works. But firstly, you're already conceding, including Tory politicians, that you want to do government spending, you want to increase it. And so the Tories who are saying that, they are Tory socialists. They are con-socialists. Stop saying government spending should go up. The Labour side and Starmer going on TV repeating a Tory line, the Tory socialist line, is confusing the public, the electorate. It makes no, they can't tell the difference between the Labour side and the Tory side with the current administrations. It's so boring now. It's just bad. But I have to watch the BBC so that you guys don't watch it. I will suffer on behalf of the public. So we could actually analyze these sort of interviews, these sort of the hypocrisies of both sides, but primarily with Keir Starmer, who wants to be Prime Minister. Anyway, if you want to talk about all this properly directly with me, next Sunday, 23rd of July, come to London in Westminster. We're going to get together to celebrate our 300,000 subscribers thing, and also talk about a number of political issues. You could ask me questions. We're going to have a nice venue, a nice theatre venue, and it also has a bar which we're going to go for drinks. I'm going to get some good surprise guests as well. The event will be hosted by the former producer of the channel, Lacey Butcher, and also they're part of Talk TV. And Andrew Walker from Talk TV will also be interviewing me. We're going to have some in conversation format event thing. And also, we are going to, as I said, we're going to get some other names, including people like Nigel Farage, Andrew Bridgen. And I'm trying to get Susan Hall, who is a mayoral candidate as well, to join, maybe Howard Cox, because obviously, of course, a lot of people want to ask certain questions from them as well. The link is in the description. Book your tickets immediately. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.